feel free to make it happen, Captain.
Okay, hitting publish.
Because I know people are watching right now, or at least they will be in the future.
Well,
Time
now
travel.
it says we've been live for 8 seconds now, so we'll see how it all goes. Welcome to a rare Sunday evening record for SiftPop. Thank you for hanging out with us on the SiftPop YouTube channel. We appreciate you. We love you. Feel free to hop in. All of you.
Some of you
loved.
we really love.
Let's not make it creepy. So feel free to hang out in the comments. Say hello. If you have any questions, right now is the time. Once we get into the podcast, we'll be doing that whole podcasting thing, Andrew.
Oh, is that what we do?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious every single week. I have to tell my parents I do the radio, the old radio.
Joey says, "Sup guys?" Evan says, "Happy Sunday post DST."
Hey,
daylight savings time.
Oh, did you enjoy that extra hour of sleep?
I was out playing poker, so I was up late, so I guess it worked in my benefit.
Didn't invite me.
Listen, I've invited you to this poker game before.
I literally have never gotten an invitation for this poker game. I think you're lying.
No. I've told you about this poker game.
Well, you gotta tell me like when and where. You can't just say, "Hey, there's going to be a poker game in the future."
All right, I'll make sure and give you exact details on the next one.
Absolutely. I mean, I probably wouldn't have gone last night anyway, but the invitation would have been nice.
That's what matters. This is the thought that counts. Damien says, "Hello from Dublin, Ireland."
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
In Dublin, Ireland.
I had a busy night last night, so yeah. I was watching UFC fights. I was working. I was drawing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun last night.
Chesta Obadiah says, "Love the Parasite review. Listening to see if it's worth seeing this one in the theater." So we will get into that for sure.
Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah. Jay Bourgeois says, "Do you know when Jojo Rabbit is coming to your area?"
Soon.
Really looking forward to that one. I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing it's coming soon.
Yeah.
If not in the next few weeks, I'm pretty sure I'll have a screener.
Yeah.
Because they're hitting that one pretty hard. I've only gotten 2 screeners so far.
Can you say which ones?
Oh, yeah. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Are they both movies we've already reviewed?
Yes. And the other one is Us.
Yeah.
They sent Us on Halloween with the screenplay, by the way.
That's cool.
Which is always nice. I love reading through the screenplays.
I really forgot about Us. Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, it came out.
Is that a good sign? Is a bad sign?
sign?
That seems like a bad sign.
It's a very forgettable movie compared to.
I would
Get
not
Out.
call Us a forgettable movie, but
compared to Get Out, I would say it's forgettable.
Evan says
I forgot about it.
Moxie says they're getting Jojo Rabbit soon. Evan says.
Yeah, they're saying this Friday, perhaps. So
very nice.
You guys go to the Moxie?
No, I mean
Every
I've been
now-
there. I've been there a couple times.
I go there for exclusives. Like if I can't see it anywhere else, and it's a movie I really want to see.
Right.
Like that's where I was gonna go and see Parasite, but we got that early viewing of it, so.
Yeah, very nice. All right, we've got a lot to get to, so we should probably get into it.
Yeah, buddy. I gotta get back to work.
Yeah, you're on lunch break.
Yeah.
It's 6:40 in the evening on a Sunday.
Yep.
It's funny how that works.
Yep.
Phil, how are you? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready to do this thing?
Let's do it.
We're recording the audio for the podcasters. We're live on video for the YouTubers. And I think we're good to go if I can find my script. All right. As if I don't have this first part memorized by now.
Well, you change it up every week.
What? It's different? Whenever you're ready, Phil.
3, 2.
Live from a bunker in the heart of the Ozarks, a podcast that's just hoping that cheesy, winky, obvious references won't be back. It's SiftPop. Welcome to SiftPop Weekly, streaming live on most weekends or available to download later in your podcast feed, unless, of course, you're a patron.
Patrons get perks.
Patrons get those perks. I'm your host, Aaron Dicer, and he's my co-host, who you don't have to wait till the 11 o'clock news to know he's turned up to 11. It's Andrew Ormsby.
Ahoy.
And each week we'll chat about movies, television, and whatever else from the pop culture universe is on our minds.
Hi.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how much longer I can do this.
I was about to say,
we're
man.
getting in. We're above 10 now.
You know what? Honestly, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I hope he doesn't really spend a lot of time trying to come up with the pun intro.
It is 70% of my prep time is just coming up with intros.
I'm not gonna lie, I worry about that sometimes. Like,
Really?
I really don't
I
want you
love
to
it.
spend so
are you
much
kidding
time.
me? I love it. No,
I know you do love puns, but
yeah.
I know it's gonna
wordplay
be
is my friend.
When we get to 23 and 25, I'm like, oh man, Aaron.
Yeah, I'll do something
How about-
about
I got an idea.
Yeah.
You tell me if you want to go with this or not. Comtest.
Comtest. Well, I don't even know what you're saying.
A comment contest to come up with the new intro so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, no. I love it. Like I said, it's
Okay.
one of my favorite things. So, I mean, I'm always open to suggestions. Feel free, to send something in
Yeah.
to feedback at SiftPop.com, which, by the way, that's where you do your Sift quests, all that fun stuff. Anything you want to interact with the show, you can interact with us there.
Nice segue.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I always want to pump the email for people in case they don't have it. So you can also hit us up on Twitter, of course, at SiftPop. I'm at Aaron Dicer, and Andrew is not on Twitter.
Nope.
Got off the tweeters.
Yeah, I did.
I got
So
off the Facebooks. I deleted it.
I heard about that.
I officially deleted it. I'm like, I'm done with this.
I only have Facebook so I can have Facebook Messenger because that's how my fantasy football group comments to one another.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason why
This is
I
the
have
thing, man. This is what I mean, not everybody, but I'm going to say 80% of the people who I say I deleted my Facebook, they're like, I would too, but this other group that I'm with, it's the only way they communicate. My family, it's the only way they communicate. It's like, yeah, everybody's got their,
Yeah.
their peoples. I get it. I just abandoned my family, so I was like,
It's the smart thing
forget
to
it.
do, Or they're just dragging you down anyway.
Yeah, it was worth it for me, so I did it.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, you're one step closer to getting rid of Twitter.
No, I love Twitter.
Oh, man, I cannot stand that thing.
Yeah.
I hated it when I had it, and I hate it now.
I've nothing but love for Twitter. At least the way that I've used it, I guess, because I know people talk about how toxic it is and everything.
So, quote unquote toxic.
Yeah, but like the community, I guess that I'm involved with, I just don't see a lot of that. So it's interesting. I mean, you can find toxicity anywhere. Like if you
I
look
just think
for
it's
it, I
more
just don't get.
prevalent on Twitter
I just don't get it
because
directed at me.
it gives people. I'm not going to get into a Twitter rant. Never mind. No, we got a
Fair
show
enough.
to
Why
do.
are we talking social media?
We
We
got a
got
show
pop
to
culture to talk about.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a fun show. We've got all the usual fun stuff, including our buried treasure. We do have a Sift quest this week sent in to us that we're gonna get into, and we're actually gonna be doing a Sift sort. I haven't done one of those in a while.
I know.
So we're gonna be Sift sorting the Terminator films as well as the TV show. Although you haven't seen Sarah Connor Chronicles,
No.
so maybe we'll just talk about that when we get to it.
No.
But
I'll
and of
let
course,
you rank Summer Glau wherever you want to rank her. So
always high on the list. I like Summer.
yeah.
And then, of course, we're going to review Terminator Dark Fate, but we like to kick it off with some Do We Care?
Every single week. I scour the internet to find out what is going on in the entertainment world. I picked 2 topics for us to discuss because this week it was so dry out there as far as news
So
is
you
concerned.
only found 2?
Only found 2. I barely scraped together 2.
Yeah.
I found 1. But we must decide whether or not, if we care.
Or not?
Or not. Do we care or not? Or not? Number 1, the only bit of news that actually matters. Weiss and Benioff are no longer making a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
You know how bad of a week is when I have to tell you what's not happening?
Well, with the Star Wars, I mean, I heard somebody say recently that Star Wars has this habit of just announcing things too early. And one thing that they made me aware of is the fact that, like, when Marvel is doing stuff, they wait till everything's in place, and then they make a big announcement, and the cast comes out, and all that kind of, like, they don't announce years ahead, the plan to do this. Like, the stuff even for this next phase, we didn't even know until, what was it, the Comic-Con presentation? It was, like, official.
Mm-hmm.
We heard rumors and stuff. But Star Wars, no, man. Kathleen Kennedy's like, hey, Ryan Johnson's going to make some. Hey, Benioff and Weiss are going to... Well, Ryan Johnson's is still on.
Is it?
Apparently, Ryan Johnson said recently that he is still in active talks with Lucasfilm to develop that. So, so that one at least still has some, things going on. But then you got Lord Miller doing Solo. Oh, they're not doing Solo, So
Not
I mean,
so much.
It's kind of interesting how they're fumbling a lot of this stuff, but. I mean, and to be honest, it's not really fumbling. This is normal. This is how Hollywood works. Deals come and deals go, and stuff falls through, and new people come on all the time. This is movies. It's just because it's Star Wars, and they're making it so public so early, I think, that we're more aware of it, and it feels more like a fumble, in my opinion.
No, I'm right there with you. I just wish that they would deal with it more along the lines that Marvel does, because Marvel holds it really close to the chest until they know it's going to be made.
That's what it feels like, yeah.
Because, I agree with everything you said. If it's Star Wars, people are going to take notice of something like that. And just make sure you got all that paperwork and stuff signed, and, you got everything ready to go before you announce something.
Yeah.
Number 2?
Well, I did want to ask if this is good news or bad news for you.
I hate being one of those people, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. After that final season of Game of Thrones, I kind of lost faith in Weiss and Benioff. So just because they made me so mad, I'm kind of glad they're not gonna quote unquote tarnish Star Wars 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wondered if you felt that way. I know some people feel that way.
I hate saying it because it sounds so much like
human thing. I get
rage culture, but
totally.
I can't lie and say that that's not why I'm, excited that they're not doing it.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know, man. They gave us a lot of good thrones. I'm more of the opinion after the last season that so much of that was just the bones that George R. R. Martin laid down for them.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, really? Was it just all Railroad Martin's, doing that he?
Yeah, But whatever.
Left to their own devices, they couldn't, come up with a decent ending.
Yeah,
endings are the hardest thing to do.
That is true as well.
But it just seemed like they didn't care.
Yeah,
they just wanted to get done, so they could not do Star Wars. Yeah.
All right, we can move on to number 2. I was just curious.
Apple TV officially launches.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird. I was just sitting around talking to my family, and my phone. And I'm like, ooh, what's this? And it says, congratulations, you have 1 free year of Apple TV. I'm like, oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So
is that because you bought something recently? Like,
I got my phone within the last year.
So that's probably it.
That's the only Apple product I bought. Huh.
So that must be it.
It has to be it.
Yeah.
Unless they realize, he spent so much money on Marvel Strike Force. He is more than.
That's right.
He's wailed so hard.
He is covered.
Yeah. But no, I haven't watched a second of it yet. But there's a couple shows I do want to watch. So
yeah.
Morning Show looks fun, and C looks interesting.
The other one is the space one where Russia got to the moon first. The alternate history. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but that was the other one that sounded a little bit interesting to me. What do you think about Apple TV? Have you checked it out at all? Like, have you been on the interface or anything? Because I was curious about that.
Only on my phone, which I go on Apple TV on my phone all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's where I buy movies now. I buy everything digitally. That way I can share it with my family. I just bought all my family members' Apple TV boxes and just plugged them into their TVs. I'm like, whenever I buy a movie, you can watch it too. So I'm always on that interface, so it's very familiar.
Mm-hmm. So it's probably, you're right, it's probably the same kind of Apple user interface.
Exactly, yeah. So if you're familiar with how Apple and their interface works, then yeah, you're definitely going to be able to figure this out. No problem.
You think they can pull this off? You think they can be one of the big boys?
I mean,
for the streaming wars? I mean, there's so much going on right now.
If they're giving it away for free, I mean, that's going to be a pretty good indicator that they trust. Like, if they're willing to give it away for free, they wouldn't do that unless they were sure that this thing's going to last.
I would think actually kind of the opposite, right?
Really?
Yeah, like if you were worried that people wouldn't subscribe, well, we'll give it away for free just to make sure we've got a subscriber base, and then it's like it's the drug thing, right? First one's free,
Yeah.
So.
I was thinking more along the lines of, we're so confident this is going to work that we're going to be one of the big boys, so we'll just give you a year for free because we know we'll make money off of this eventually.
Yeah, I wonder though. I wonder if they're worried that people won't pay for it, and that's why they're giving it away. Now, obviously, there are plenty of people that will pay for it.
Yeah.
My instinct is that this is a really good move on their part to give it away for free. And I think if they didn't, I think it would be... of course, here's the other thing with the streaming wars. Nobody has to tell us anything about how many subscribers they have, about how it's doing, that kind of thing. So we may never know the answers to these questions. They're going to be in it for the long haul. They've invested a lot into this. I mean,
That's another thing.
The morning show alone is costing them
So much money.
so much money. So I don't know. It'll be fascinating to see where it lands on people's kind of streaming list.
Yeah. Honestly,
I have they gave me access to their press site, so I can watch all the stuff on the press site. So
oh, there you go.
but if they hadn't, I don't think I would have subscribed.
I wouldn't have either if they hadn't given it to me for free.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if they feel that way.
But
about
now I'm actually going to watch something because they give it away for free.
Exactly.
So
yeah, now you're hooked.
Yeah, maybe. If C and the morning show aren't good, then I'll just drop them because those are the two shows. I'm like, you got to get me with at least one of these.
Yeah. Yeah. So since you don't have another one,
I guess I could throw out HBO bought South Park for $600 million.
well, I was going to say HBO had a whole presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we could continue talking about the streaming wars and talk a little bit about HBO Max.
Yeah.
Which they seem like they're, going to be a big player because they've done the things I knew they would have to do. They finally announced that TNT, TBS, all that stuff is going to be included in their library for HBO Max. This is the IP game is the game these streaming companies have to play, and so to buy South Park, to have those things, they're like, yeah, we want to be there. So I still think it's weird that it's called HBO Max when it's HBO is just feels like a part of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange to me, but if they want to make HBO kind of the leader brand, then sure, go for it.
What do you think the
because it's Warner, right? It's technically Warner Brothers.
Yeah, it's technically Warner, which I think they should have just called it the WB.
Yeah, right.
Just say that it has HBO.
Something
in it.
Warner. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the average number of streaming services people will have?
Oh, I've said it's going to come down to 4 for most people.
4?
I think most people are willing to do about $50 a month on their streaming services.
Okay. I was thinking 4 or 3. Yeah. So, honestly, I still think Netflix will be number 1, even with Disney Plus. But Disney Plus is right there. I think that there are enough people who have Netflix that they're just afraid of change. And
the head start. You can't deny the head start that they've had.
But Disney Plus is definitely going to be a contender for that number 1/2 spot. So that leaves 2 others, and maybe HBO. I don't know. I don't know who the other 2 are going to be.
I can tell you the ones I'm willing to subscribe to if they weren't giving me press stuff.
Yeah.
Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and my 4th one. Well, I have side one. I have like poker.
Amazon. Which would you count Amazon Prime?
I don't count Amazon.
Because you don't. It's not why you have Amazon Prime.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's just part of what comes with it. And honestly, that's kind of the tack that Apple's trying to take. It's like, which
is smart.
It's like, hey, you buy our hardware, and you get this thing thrown in. So I get it, but and it wouldn't be Hulu for me. I don't think I'd pay for Hulu.
Well, with Disney, you get Hulu.
Well, if you do the full, yeah.
I just assume everybody would do that. It's such a good deal. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, Hulu, ESPN, Disney all together. I'm not necessarily interested in the Peacock. Not interested in Apple Plus. So I think I'm missing one. I know I'm missing. Maybe Prime is the one I'm thinking I'm missing. But yeah, that would kind of be my list.
Let's look at my phone because I got them all downloaded on here. Apple TV, Vudu.
Vudu's the Walmart one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the only reason why I have Vudu is because it's the only place you can buy 4K Marvel movies.
Oh, interesting.
Apple TV, they don't have the rights to buy 4K.
Wow, it's so weird, all the rights issues and everything.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Well, with Disney coming up, I'm not going to buy any more Marvel movies, so.
Yeah.
But I had to have Endgame. I couldn't wait. So.
Well, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top.
4 shizzles, as the kids say nowadays.
They do say that.
Yeah.
Nowadays and several years ago.
Did they? Okay. I thought it was hip.
Is that going to wrap it up?
Oh, yeah, that's going to wrap it up for Duplicate.
All right, let's move on to a review for Terminator Dark Fate.
I know you're scared, but I'm here to protect you.
Never seen one like you before. Almost human.
I am human, just enhanced. Why do you care what happens to her?
Because I was her.
I can see you're very upset. I'm going to help you protect the girl.
Phil, I'm going to take just a second to address the live chat watching on YouTube. We have a lot more people, and I really appreciate you hanging out here. I will say there's some question in the chat about us answering your question, those kind of things. This is, as we record the podcast, we're focused on kind of doing those kind of things. If you do stick around to the end of the podcast, we will take a couple more questions and that sort of thing. But I did want to address that, Phil, because I know there's some kind of chattering going on in the chat about that kind of stuff. But thank you for being here. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We have a good time doing this, so we appreciate it. In Mexico City, a newly modified liquid Terminator, the Rev 9 model, arrives from the future to kill a young factory worker named Danny Ramos. Also sent back in time is Grace, a hybrid cyborg human who must protect Ramos from the seemingly indestructible robot assassin. But the two women soon find some much-needed help from a pair of unexpected allies. What did you think? Did you like it, love it, dislike it, hate it, or it was just okay, Andrew?
I like the movie as long as I don't think about it too much.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I really did.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. But if you
think it is.
But if you start thinking about it, this movie falls apart so quick.
Oh, yeah. It reminded me a lot of like how I feel about Dwayne Johnson action movies, like Skyscraper.
Oh yeah,
I had a blast at Skyscraper.
You think about that,
but if you start thinking about that movie, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is one of those movies, and my wife and I were both like, yeah, that's real low expectation fun, and it's Terminator. It's a universe that I'm interested in. It's the first of the Terminator sequels after T2 that I've come out of going, I'm glad that was a good time. The rest I've been very disappointed with.
I thought you were going to say it's the true sequel to T2.
Well, it really does feel like
Cameron said that.
Authentic sequel.
Yeah, Cameron said that this is the official sequel to T2 and that none of the others technically exist now.
So what were some of the things that made it fun for you?
I'm not gonna lie, the Rev 9 Terminator is probably the coolest version of the Terminator since the T-1000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe cooler, but I still think that, the way that Robert did that character is just so cool. But man, this Rev 9 it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
The way it can morph into two different. It's so cool. And Gabriel, the guy who.
Although again, don't think about it for too long.
Oh yeah, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Yeah. What did you think about Linda Hamilton coming back?
It's great. I thought she was great. I thought Schwarzenegger was great. I thought their characters were perfectly in line with who they would be at this moment in time, based on the timeline we're in and what's happening in that timeline.
Yeah.
I love the fact. I don't know how much of this is too spoilery, but I love the fact that we're dealing with kind of a different villain in a lot of ways, that kind of is fresh and new and interesting. So I like that.
Don't think about it.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed that, and I gotta say the action in this really had me.
It's good.
I was really enjoying the action in this.
Yeah. I think Mackenzie Davis is awesome in this movie.
Well, she's my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
100%. Now, I'm a huge Mackenzie Davis fan.
Yeah.
I love everything she's done, or at least everything I've seen her in. And I think she's phenomenal here. I think she's great in the action. I think she's great with the emotion. I want to be a cyborg. So, I look up to her in that way as well.
Yeah.
I really dug her in this.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say something, and you're probably going to... It'll have to wait for spoilers for me to elaborate on it.
Okay, fair enough.
This movie would be so much better if Schwarzenegger was not in it.
Oh, interesting. I disagree. I think I disagree, but can you have to wait to spoilers to explain it?
Yes,
Okay.
because it has to deal with something that happens at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
That is very spoilerish.
Yes.
So, I can say this: CGI is actually surprisingly good in this.
It is really good.
I was afraid that it was going to be like there's some de-aging stuff that goes on in the movie. I'm like, wow, that was done really good. I am.
Oh, the
stoked.
de-aging stuff is perfect in this movie.
I
Blew
am
my mind, actually.
I'm so stoked for the future of Hollywood and it's red again.
Well, it's spinning red. Now it's solid red. See if that brings it up. Says we're live again.
Yep.
So we will continue talking about Terminator Dark Fate. Thank you for your...
Do we have a general idea of where we lost the feed?
Well, I mean...